芸術が人をつなげる。これは今までインタビューを行ってきたすべてのアーティストの話に共通することです。そんなMuditāゲストインタビュー企画も今回が最終回を迎えました。ウィーン・フォルクス・オーパー交響楽団のバイオリニストとして活躍するナタリア・イサコビッチさんとMuditā代表のカタリーナとのインタビューをお届けします。ナタリアさんのバイオリニストとしてのキャリアがどのようにして始まったのか、そして日本にツアーで来た時の驚きの発見などを語ってくれました。どうぞお楽しみください。
So, hi Natalija, thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Can you introduce yourself and give us your background?
My name is Natalija Isakovic and I'm Serbian. I was born in Serbia. I live in Vienna now. And I'm working in the folk opera.
To go back in time, how did you decide to start to learn your instrument, and which instrument is that?
I'm playing violin. I'm playing already 26 years. It was not chosen by me. I come from a completely non-musical. No one is doing music in my family. My mom is a judge. My dad is electrician. When I was very small, like 3 or 4. I was extremely hyperactive. They didn't really know how to drag my attention to anything because I was all over the place. But I don't know why, but they decided to take me to some hearing test. And then they said that I had absolute hearing, I think it's called. He said it would be great that I started doing violin. I didn't know really, violin. And that's how I started when I was 5. I started playing violin, started going to music school, and the rest is kind of history. So
can you please talk about the difference of being a soloist, an orchestra player, and an opera player? Is there a difference?
The approach to the instrument should always remain the same. The difference is that when you're playing solo, it's only your story. It is only your sentence, it is only your voice, and it's only your idea and only your imagination. But being a part of the orchestra is also an unselfish way of playing, an unselfish way of communicating or making music, because you are just a part of somebody else's imagination. That could be a regisseur or a composer if you're playing in the big orchestra. When you are on the stage, alone, and when you are with colleagues, it's different because then I feel the support of my group,
So what do you think is the best way to understand the composer that you are playing or working on at the moment?
You need to have a background of learning stuff, yeah? You have to get to know your instrument, you have to know the abilities of the instrument, you have to know your abilities, you have to know your technical possibilities and things that you don't know and stuff like that. And this is also very good if you read about the background, like political background at the time, or historical background, artistic background, also what inspired them to compose this kind of piece, what makes this job amazing, that we all do things differently. And I love it. I respect that and I love it.
What is a special feeling that you can only give through playing the violin?
Through violin, I think it comes, this is actually what I am emotionally. I believe that it's a vulnerability. It's kind of a open-hearted moment, when everything what you've been through, or if you lost a dear person, or if you've been in love or brokenhearted, I connect everything with emotions.
And as a classical musician, what music do you listen to in your free time?
The music that I hear, the most is some kind of acid jazz, maybe Incognito or Earth, Wind and Fire, and this kind of funky, groovy, jazzy, this kind of stuff. Usually something that you can dance with. This is the most important.
So how do you think making music changed your way of communicating to others? Because I must say, when we got to meet each other, the first thing I noticed about you is your way of communication. So it's obviously, out there. So do you...
I hope it's a good thing.
Very good thing. So do you think music has to do something with that?
My way of communication is a bit different because I think musicians have this non-verbal communication, you know? This is much more intimate and much more delicate than just saying a word, you know?
So do you have a favorite concert in mind or a favorite tour that you did with your orchestra? And how does it look like actually to be on tour?
Before I got my job at the Opera House at the Vienna Volksopera, I was lucky basically we were touring a lot. Of course, my personal favorite is Japan because I'm always looking forward to it. Until now, I was 8 times in Japan and counting. I hope to go there as much as possible because the love and the respect that I have for this country is insane. Each time I go there, it's something new that I didn't know that I don't know so much about that country.
That's great. Hopefully we will see you also once in our Mudita festivals in Tokyo.
I would love that.
Do you have any message to people who might be considering starting learning the violin or music in general?
It's a great journey. I mean, this is the things I've experienced with violin. It's affected my whole life completely. With traveling, with experiencing music, with making music with other people, and testing your boundaries. Are you open for everything enough? In music, my advice would be just open your heart and try it. Maybe the violin, it's gonna sound a bit strange for the first 10 years, but when you get to know it, it's fine.
Thank you very much for giving us all inspiration and motivation to go practice now.
Yes, thank you so much, and I wish you best of luck with everything that you do.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
Ciao. Bye. Have fun.